quality of the products and services that we deliver. It must be top quality. We are a premium brand.
My name is Ryan Epps. I'm here with Peter.
I am the CEO of Yanmar Energy Systems International. I work for Yanmar now almost 18 years.
Wow.
In different fields. So I started I have an engineering background. So I started as an engineer, especially in the marine field, and did several things within Yanmar. In the last 10 years, I have been the president of the European organization, the regional headquarters.
Wow.
And since July this year, I have taken the opportunity to lead the energy systems international business because there is a lot of stuff going on there. So it's a big challenge.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can you dive into like what specifically is the most exciting aspect about your position right now? Doesn't have to be just,
Yeah, we call it Energy Systems International, but basically we do three things. We are in the business of power generation. This is the business where we make generator sets, and they are from very small to very large. So we have mobile gen sets, standby gen sets, and prime power gen sets for larger facilities. And a lot is going on over there. Then the second leg that we have is the CHP, combined heat and power. These are the units that produce not only electricity, but the heat that is also produced by the equipment is used for heating facilities and buildings and stuff like that. And that's a very efficient way of using the prime energy. And we see a lot of traction there. And the third leg that we are doing is air conditioning business.
Yeah.
Air conditioning, cool air is also part of the energy systems business. And we have a heat pump system driven by a gas engine to provide very efficient and sustainable air conditioning solutions for larger facilities.
Awesome.
And as you can imagine, right now, especially from a European perspective, there is a lot of things going on. Oh, yeah. Because gas is one of the subjects in the newspaper every day right now. And the fossil fuel transition that everybody in this globe has to go through is one of the main topics in our business.
For sure. And I think Europe, sorry to cut you off, but I think Europe is being the most hardcore about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's exactly the reason why the center of gravity of the management of this business unit within Yanmar Group is moving towards Europe right now to catch the trend and the dynamics that is happening in the market right now. In Europe, we really, and especially right now with Ukraine issues happening, we feel in the front line what it means to move fast away from fossil fuels, and therefore our company needs to provide other solutions to support our customers with the same challenges they have.
Yeah, and can you tell me what ways you're doing that? What forms of technology? I know hydrogen technology is a big new, I guess, product line, right?
Yeah, hydrogen, that's a really buzzword. I think everybody is talking about hydrogen. Sure. And even in the politics, this is starting to dominate the discussion. And also for us, we are really considering what it means for us, hydrogen, and you can use hydrogen in two ways. Actually, you can use it as a combustion fuel, either in a mixed form or in a pure form. And then we can develop products and technologies that use that kind of energy for the conversion. Or we can use hydrogen in a fuel cell where we produce then electricity with it. And with that electricity, we can drive the other energy equipment. Awesome. And actually, we are exploring both directions.
Yeah.
And we are already in rather advanced stages. So we have some prototypes running already, which we are going to finalize and fine tune.
Now, what kind of ways are you shifting beyond just hydrogen, right? What ways are you shifting more towards carbon neutrality?
Basically focusing on renewable fuels.
Yeah.
There are three things. First, we would like to support the technology to store the renewable energy that is created by the sun and the wind. And then we are focusing on battery storage systems. So in our power generation unit, we just introduced our latest battery generator, which we call battery generator, which is a completely solid solution to store energy, basically provided by wind and sun, and use it in a time when the sun doesn't shine. So that's
for sure.
We feel that that's a very important technology, and especially since we are making those technologies also smart and integrated. So we connect those technologies with our energy management system, which can connect our devices also through internet with the user side of the grid, and we can balance that in an optimum way.
Awesome. Now, what is your outlook on like hydrogen or I'm sorry, not hydrogen, hydro fuel or other forms of renewable energy, wind, for instance?
Yeah, wind and sun are, of course, in Europe, for example, in Germany, you can see that more than 50% of the electricity production already comes from wind and sun.
Yeah.
But the problem with wind and sun is that it's produced between 8:30 in the morning and 4 o'clock. And after that, there is no production anymore.
Yep.
So we have to find ways to store that energy into a storage medium. And that can be either short term into a battery or longer term converted into hydrogen. So the electrolyzer technology to convert the electricity from renewables into hydrogen is something that we are considering right now.
Interesting.
And we are building our first prototype carbon-free microgrid using this technology, actually. And we are doing that together with some business partners.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you explained before that you've been in your position right now for about 18 years, or I'm sorry, you worked for the company for about 18 years, correct?
Yes.
And what are some interesting things you've seen throughout your time here? What are some, I guess, challenges that you've overcome and some different things that you've seen evolve in the industry of energy?
What I know and what we have been working on all the time that I've been in Yanmar, so there are a couple of things that are always number one in our priority list. First is the quality of the products and services that we deliver. It must be top quality. We are a premium brand. And second, we always strive to be the cleanest or the most efficient product in the market. Yep. So if we bring new products to the market, and when I started, it was new diesel technology or new diesel exhaust cleaning technology, always we strive to be the best in the market for that specific technology. And what we are now doing, and that's the DNA that is in our company. And I've been working already for a long time for this company, so it's also partly inside me. That DNA we are bringing also into the future technologies that we are developing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you're situated specifically in what where is your business? Like, do you have a lot of business in the US? Where is like the biggest business, you could say, for you guys?
Yeah, for the different segments that we have.
Yeah.
So combined heat and power or air conditioning or power generation, it differs a little bit.
Yeah.
So our center of gravity for power generation outside of Japan is, for example, in Spain. In Spain, we have our mother factory, and from Spain also we develop and maintain our network of partners, and we distribute our technologies from there. For the HVAC industry, we acquired a couple of companies in Germany, because Germany is by far the largest market for these kind of technologies, and the growth of the German economy has also made the market susceptible for these kind of things. So that's why we have our Yanmar Energy Systems Europe in the German market. And our technology center for CHP development is also in Germany. So if we talk outside of Japan, we have the biggest footprint in Europe. But right now we are developing similar strategies for the US market.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear.
Because it took a little bit before the US really came on board, also adopting the green future that we have to
for sure.
Embrace. But with the administration change and the funds that are now available also for green energies, it becomes interesting for us to also invest in the United States markets.
That's awesome to hear. Now, what are some ways that power generation can help? Like you're not going to stop with diesel fuels, I'm assuming, but you do want to slow that use. Like how are you going to transition? Is my question. Like when do you think will be when we stop using
I think
fuels?
everybody has to stop using fossil fuels by 2030, 2035. But there is a transition already going on that there are a lot of technologies to bring carbon neutral fuels to the market. Then we are talking about HVO, biogas, biomethane. So we are also developing our technologies to make sure that our equipment can run on those sustainable, renewable fuel sources.
Awesome.
And because not all energies are going into the hydrogen direction. There will be a mix of energies in the future, and it depends where you are in the world. It depends where you are, the type of fuels that are available. If you are in the north of Europe, there is a lot of agricultural land already converted to crops that can produce biofuels. So there will be HVOs available in the north of Europe. But in the south side of Europe, probably more sun and wind will be available. And therefore, so it depends where you are, the type of solutions that we will need in those regions. So, and that's also our strategy. We want to be flexible, and we want to bring the solutions to our customers based on their regional requirements.
We were talking a bit about hydrogen. Can you dive more into it? Like, how does it work? What does it entail? Like, is it expensive? Is it costly?
It is very costly at the moment because the production of hydrogen is a very costly activity, especially if we talk about green hydrogen. Because there is a lot of gray hydrogen available that is coming from, let's say, not so good industrial processes. And that waste hydrogen, of course, we can use it, but it's not produced in a green way. So green hydrogen, where we really convert renewables from sun and wind through an electrolyzer process to hydrogen, is very expensive. We are running our prototypes. We have to buy the hydrogen for testing in tanks from the gas company, and we are now paying more than $250 per kilo.
Wow!
And that's a lot of money. So, but we have to do that in order to prepare ourselves. I know that a lot of politics are moving in that direction. So the German government, the Dutch government, they are building large green hydrogen production facilities. So step by step over the years, that hydrogen becomes available. And by that time, we want to be ready with the technologies.
Well, has any Japan or even just like domestic or global laws or changes in laws, energy usage, has that ever affected your business in any way?
At the moment, very much. So the laws and especially the subsidies that are given to certain type of solutions are changed and in a very fast way at the moment in Germany due to the gas situation. And that's actually disrupting our business very much because we had projects planned. When we plan projects with customers, usually it takes a couple of years before it's materialized because from the initial planning stage to the actual building phase and commissioning, usually 12 to 18 months will pass. But due to this sudden change in energy policy changes in the government, those projects are either postponed or canceled. So that's a big disruption for our business. At the moment, we are discussing a lot how to support the same customers with different technologies. And in the German market, we are actually changing our solutions towards electrical solutions, but utilizing renewable refrigerant gas. That's also something which is harmful for environment is the refrigerant gases that we use in air conditioning systems. Maybe you have heard about F-gas regulations. No. F-gas is very dangerous and it creates a lot of damage to the ozone layer, which protects us. So most air conditioning systems are using, let's say, harmful F-gases in your car, in your house, in your refrigerator. The gas that is used for the cooling is actually not good for the environment. And we are now developing the same technologies, but we are using sustainable, renewable refrigerant gases. That's actually gases that are actually common in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And there are two of them that we can use. One is CO2. So if we use CO2, then of course we take it out of the environment and use it for our cooling. That's not harmful. Actually, it's good if we reduce CO2 from the atmosphere. And the other one is propane. Yeah. Propane has the better efficiency. So at the moment, that's our focus point.
Awesome. How long have you been making AC units? Was that always a product line, or is that new?
Yeah, well, it started in the late 50s or early 60s in Japan. Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, at the time, the grid infrastructure in Japan was not so stable.
Yeah.
And during the hot summer, air conditioning became more popular, but it made the grid more unstable. So the government promoted actually solutions for air conditioning which were not using electricity. It will stabilize the grid during summertime. And that's why we developed these technologies. And ever since then, it has been evolved and improved and made more efficient. And that's why we used to have this gas-driven air conditioning solutions for larger infrastructure.
Yeah.
And now we are, let's say, remodeling them.
Of course. And how long? What's the outlook on that, do you think?
Well, I think still the energy conversion from the prime energy, which is gas, to the energy that you actually want, which is cool air, is quite efficient if we do it through a gas heat pump.
Gotcha.
If you do it electrically, then first you need to convert prime energy in a centralized power source, and there are already some losses. Then you have to transport all this electricity through the grid. There are, again, losses. And then you have to convert this electricity to the cool air that you need. And again, there are losses. So if you calculate the whole energy transition, then it's not so efficient if you do it electrically.
Yeah.
So that's why we still believe that this technology has a future, although the availability of gas is not so sexy at the moment.
Yeah. And it takes time.
For that also, we are considering to have a multi-fuel strategy so that we can also use other type of prime energies to convert to the energy that we actually want to have, which is cool air.
Awesome. And now can you dive into a little bit about carbon neutral business promotion office? What exactly is that? What does that entail? I know we kind of already talked about, reducing carbon emissions, but I'm curious what this neutral business promotion office is.
Yeah, basically we have the technologies to produce energy completely carbon neutral, either utilizing hydrogen as a main fuel source or carbon neutral fuels like HVO or biogas, biomethane. Yeah. So we want to promote these technologies, but it's many times a chicken egg situation. So if the industry provides solutions, but the infrastructure is not there to do it, then there is no solution, right? So what we are doing when we have the opportunity to enter in those projects, usually they are driven by also government tenders, which have a green vision in the back of their mind. We are participating in those tenders, and we want to showcase our carbon neutral solutions.
Well, Yanmar has been around since 1912. Yeah, you guys have a long history in diesel engines. Have you ever worked with car companies before? Have you ever worked with even engines with planes?
As a company, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a close relationship with Toyota, but we are never in the car business.
Okay. Interesting.
The car development and the go-to-market strategy is completely different from what we do.
Okay.
And we have selected in the history that we have, by history, we have achieved our position in certain market segments.
Yep.
Either it be in agricultural, in construction machinery, in marine, and in energy systems. And those are the markets that suit us. We know the customers, and we develop technologies to continue to supply solutions for those customer types.
Yep. Yeah.
So we are not thinking diversifying our business into the car industry.
Well, I was just curious if you had worked with other brands before. That's awesome.
Yeah, personally, I have worked with other brands. My background is I have worked for more than 10 years for Mercedes-Benz. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my background, my educational background is in aircraft engineering. So I have a little bit knowledge about all those industries.
Of course. And I feel like that helps. I mean, I'm sure that helps. That's awesome. Now, you explained a bit about remote monitoring systems a bit. Like, can you dive into that a little bit more?
So our equipment is usually stationary. So it's equipment which is based at the customer site.
Yeah.
And for many decades, it was dumb, right? It's just standing there, it's doing their business, but we have no idea what is the status of operation.
Yeah.
But with the technologies of today, everything can be connected. So we are equipping our products with communication technologies.
Yeah.
So that we can first step is remote monitoring. So we can monitor together with the customer how the machines are operating, and with that we can flexibilize also maintenance and operations. So that's helping them to achieve a better cost of ownership, and that's a win-win situation for both of us. But the second step is, if we have all this information, we can use all this data to use it in optimization algorithms. Right, so there are already some prototype sites that we manage where we have good information about the demand side, and we manage the supply side, so we can optimize when we need grid power, when we produce our own power, when we can use renewable power, and then we have the best optimization for customers. That is what our energy management system is doing at the moment.
Awesome. And do you leverage any other sort of technologies like a big buzzword right now is the metaverse? So digital twins. Have you ever used digital twins in a production standpoint, right? Like working in virtual reality, essentially.
Our research center is doing some research activities on these topics, but we have not used it in our operational factories yet.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, one thing that's also something we do. We are an old company, more than 100 years. So when we started, we are really a product company. We produce products, we engineer products, but more and more we are taking away the burden of the customer. So we are going into solution business. So we have what we call EPC solution office in Turkey, where we actually do the whole engineering, procurement, and contract management for the customer. So we contract large projects where we actually use our own products and equipment, of course, but sometimes also those of other manufacturers. But the whole engineering makes sure that everything is well balanced and suitable and fit to each other. The whole layout and the piping and optimization of the site. That's a service and solution that we are doing, and that is also a part of the business which is growing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yanmar has a very long history, and I think energy itself is going to be, the energy industry is going to be greatly beneficial or benefit from your business for sure.
Yeah.
It excites me.
100 years ago, the founder of our company started to develop technology to support the farming community, but already then he realized that saving fuel is actually something we should do to help mankind. Yep. And that motto is already more than 100 years the DNA of our company, and that's also driving the technology development within my energy systems business unit. Awesome. And I think that's something we can be very proud of.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate being here.
And if you enjoyed this video you just watched, please hit like and subscribe. And be sure to stop by techtime.com for the latest in news about tech, science, business, and so much more.